Hello and welcome to Going Green. I'm Rebecca Ward with the latest in environmental technology, green trends, and concerns. You've heard the expression waste not, want not? Well, that's sound advice, according to food and water experts. A recent study by the Stockholm International Water Institute, with help from other groups, points to a correlation between wasted food and water waste.
The relationship between water and food is very important because food requires a huge amount of water to produce it. A cup of coffee takes 145 litres to produce it, both in growing and processing and so on.
The study, called Saving Water, says households in the United States contribute to water waste by throwing away as much as 30% of their food products, about $48 billion worth.
They don't realize that every meal that they are eating might be equivalent to 1 or perhaps even 2 tons of water. And if you throw away half of the food that you have on your plate, you also might throw away 1 ton of water.
The report likens it to leaving the tap on and pouring 40 trillion liters of water into the garbage can. Table scraps aside, the researchers say there is a great deal of waste in food production, especially in poorer agricultural areas. The authors recommend a 50% reduction in waste from production to consumption, a goal they believe is necessary and achievable to feed a growing world population. Global communications are going green, at least at this site in Cambodia. Ericsson is using solar power for this mobile communications station. That translates to lower costs for network coverage in remote areas, such as you see here in Cambodia. Ericsson says this is the latest in a series of initiatives to optimize energy efficiency in mobile networks while reducing environmental impact. And it looks kind of cool, too. When it comes to the environment, many people say they want to ensure the world's sustainability for their children and their children's children long after they're gone from this earth. That may be why the number of requests for cremation after death is growing.
The Cremation Association of North America estimated that 20 years ago, roughly 3% of deaths had cremations. Today, they're estimating the number is about 32%.
Jack Lowe is president of Eco Eternity Forest here in the United States. Although the ashes of loved ones still sometimes end up in a cemetery, his company offers a greener and, I'm being subjective here, prettier setting.
The idea came out of a conversation that occurred in a sauna in a small Swiss village where a fellow wanted his ashes buried or scattered in the forest, and his wife did not want them scattered. So the idea of burying them at the roots of a tree, putting a small plaque on the tree, gave her a specific place to go, feel like she was near him, created a living memorial, and at the same time it gave him what he wanted, and that was he wanted to be in the forest.
This particular forest lies at the foot of the Blue Ridge Mountains at Camp High Road, about 71 kilometers southwest of Washington. Its paths gently wind through the natural beauty of towering oaks, poplars, maple trees, and rock formations.
The very first thing they talk about is how quiet it is. And they'll look up and they'll say the beauty and everything, and they say, gee, it's so peaceful here. This is so different. And normally they'll say, this is how my daughter, my son, my husband, my father, my mother, this is where they would want to rest.
And unlike most cemeteries, this one includes all family members, even if they have 4 paws.
If a person comes in and leases a family tree, then they determine who their family is. And the dog or a pet may be part of that family.
Trees are leased for 99 years, and part of the proceeds go to the care of the forest. The burials in a biodegradable urn made of cornstarch take place at the tree's drip line, so as not to interfere with the tree's roots. Camp High Road is operated by the Methodist Church, but the Eco Eternity Forest is open to all faiths.
We welcome all. We're all God's children.
We're ending on a more somber note than usual, but it's nice to know that a greener life can continue even after death. Thanks again for joining me. Remember, reduce, reuse, and recycle. I'm Rebecca Ward for voanews.com.